What's up, guys? Intellitech Studios here, and apologies for the background noise for the air conditioner. My AC unit just went out, even though I just had it fixed a month ago. But hopefully this will be better. In fact, I'll just go ahead and turn it off. Much better. So, anyways, this particular machine is interesting because I've been wanting it for a long time. Along with the Red Elite 2, this machine in particular has been very nostalgic for me. One of my aunts actually had this for a long time at her house, and I remember using it a lot of times because my mom would a lot of times stay at my grandma's second house, which was right across the street. Not even technically across the street, it was technically on the same property at that time. So whenever I would stay with my mom at my grandma's spare house, our aunt was right there, so we'd naturally visit her a lot of the times whenever we were over there. And this was always the machine that she had, this old Hoover Runabout, the turquoise variant, and I had always wanted another one of these. Now I have an old white Runabout from 1988. That one's actually for sale if anyone wants it. I don't necessarily need it because it's pretty much the same as the Elite 350. But this particular machine was the exact one I was wanting because it's so nostalgic. I love the color of it. I love the styling. I love the little mark on it that reminds me of the old 90s like 7-Eleven cups. And also just a lot of the other things that I like about the more basic Hoovers, like the soft and light, where you have the hose that's mounted evenly on both sides instead of the rack that's on the side. This makes the hose a lot less invasive when you're using the actual machine because it's not just a giant rack on the side that can whack into furniture, which is a very similar complaint I've had about a lot of my favorite 90s machines, including the Phantom Thunder. So this doesn't have that problem. And Rocco is playing with a toy that I just recently dug out for him as I was cleaning that corner, which I'm probably regretting at this point. Rocco. Yeah, he doesn't care. So, this is the Runabout. Now, I picked this up locally for $15. You can tell that whoever sold this to me was trying to sell it at their garage sale and failed. So they put it on Marketplace, and I picked it up because I happened to be in town. Came with a bunch of extra bags because the one type of bag I desperately need is Hoover Type A. Totally not sarcasm. But yeah, so $15. And as far as accessories, missing the upholstery tool, but it does have a very yellowed extension wand, a very yellowed tool connector, a crevice tool, and an extra extension wand that does not go to this machine. This was actually on this whenever I picked it up. It was like that. And also a hose, which I just realized is broken. So that's not ideal. But hey, it's there at least. And a dusting brush, which is actually in pretty decent condition. It's actually one of the better dusting brushes I've seen. Of course, this has the white attachments. Look at all that dirt. Wow, people just don't take care of their stuff, do they? But yeah, so got all that. I also noticed this just recently, which is really unfortunate because that was not described in the listing. I kind of regret tipping her $5 now because I had a 20 on me and I didn't have change, and I was kind of in a hurry because I was desperately trying to go get some canes, which I think is a valid excuse. And so I just let her keep the 20. And the guy that I was talking to when I picked it up, he was like, "Oh, I got change." I'm like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. Keep the change. I'm not stressed over a 5. Now I am a little bit, just because that cord is ripped and I have to replace that. But, she said everything works great on it. Doesn't need anything. Let's look at the bottom. There's the brush roll with some missing bristles. Okay, so it needs a new brush roll. It needs a new belt. Although that's the only part of the bristles. See, if only this stupid thing had 2 rows of bristles. Because if it had a second row of bristles here and those were fine, then this 1 row of bristles being messed up wouldn't matter as much. Still wouldn't be ideal, but it'd be passable. But yeah. So, and needs a belt, because that is free floating in there. There's definitely a broken belt in here somewhere. So, yeah, not ideal. And this thing is pretty beat up. It's pretty beat. I might have overspent on this, honestly. But to get a Runabout, for 15 bucks. I guess I can't complain too much. And again, if my voice sounds weird, this is obviously an Elite. It's very loud. I expect to run it in this video, so my earplugs are in for my sanity. So this is model U4265-930. They're all -930, I'm pretty sure. Hoover Company, North Canton, Ohio. This particular one was manufactured July of 1993. Wow. So, made in the USA. Pretty crazy, I gotta admit. 1993. And none of the plastic on this appears to be brittle in any way. The handle is faded. The bag also, I think, is faded, but that could just be dirt. And I can't tell if the hood is faded or not, or if it's just been so long since I've seen these that maybe it is. Like, it looks more blue in the viewfinder, but in person it looks way greener. Like, it just straight up looks green. It doesn't even look turquoise. Because I always thought these were turquoise, but it looks more of a teal. But it also could have faded to a teal from turquoise. I don't know. I don't know the actual thing. But look at that logo. Very nice. One of my friends was selling this, but I was not paying $200 for Runabout. Yes, it had a brand new motor in his defense, but still, not a bit too much for my liking. Although after seeing this and the condition this is in, it's kind of making me question that a little bit more. But who knows? Because yeah, this might be a bit too far gone. But I don't know how this runs yet, and we're about to find out. So I really hope this thing runs. I'm going to be really annoyed if it doesn't. But on the bright side, even if this is too much for me, as far as like work I'm willing to put into this, I'm sure someone out there would want this. Because a lot of other people tend to share my sentiment with these runabouts. So maybe someone will be willing to rebuild one of these. Or who knows, maybe it'll actually run pretty good, and I'll get the kind of bite to replace the cable, polish it up, and slap a new belt and brush roll in it, and maybe it'll be good if the fan and the housing and all that is good shape, which I don't know if it is yet. So we're about to find out, and we're going to hope and pray that it is, because I'm going to be really sad if it's not. So, but again, 15 bucks, can I really complain? Again, I just spent 30 on a Shark with a bunch of broken parts. And honestly, that was for my neighbor, so I technically could drop it off on their doorstep with a little middle finger written on a note. But I'm not going to do that. Anyways, if there are any kids watching this and you get one of these Elites, first off, try not to run these in your house, because sometimes people throw these away because the fans are exploded. This one was actually sold, so I would hope that it isn't exploded. But let me make sure it's in the off position. So it says off is down, up is on. I think that's correct, if I remember my Elites. And there's a Rocco and an extension cable, which we're definitely going to need, because obviously no real proper amount of cord is on this, and some of those are about to fall, and they might hit Rocco on the butt. So I'm going to try to plug this in gracefully without causing that cord to get knocked over. Oh, well, it seems like it's sturdy. Hi, Rocco. Alright. I'm not looking forward to turning this on, but we're about to anyways. So, I don't know if you can really tell on camera. It actually sounds okay, you know, for a vacuum from 1993. What is that, 31 years old at this point? It's 2024. Well, almost 31. It's 30. Turns 31 in just a few days. A few weeks, depending on when in July it was made. But yeah, so it rattles a lot. There's a lot of vibration coming from this machine. but it actually doesn't run too bad. Let's try. I know the Elites never have good suction, but I'm just curious. Let's pop this in here. Of course, there's no... It's on the bare floor setting, which I suppose is fitting because there's no belt in it, so I could use this to clean bare floors if I wanted to. Let's test out the suction. You know what? I think I can work with that, honestly. This thing definitely needs some TLC, but I think I'm up for the challenge. At least so far. We'll see what all happens, and if I lose interest halfway through, because I really don't like working on Elites. I know a lot of people do. I hate direct air machines. I hate working on direct air machines. Just the whole fan setup and everything, and just the anxiety of using a machine where the fan could just explode at any moment for no reason. I really don't like that, as much as I love these Elites. You know, that always dissuades me from using one, and the fact that I have to wear earplugs to use a stupid vacuum cleaner. This thing's definitely loud, but it runs. Definitely needs some TLC. I actually might... Like, worst case scenario, if I didn't care, like, about the motor sounding a little bit off, it works. I definitely, if I really wanted to, and I didn't care about the collectability of this, I could easily slap a belt on it, clean it up a little bit, and flip it for profit, question mark? I don't know if I'd really profit, because I spent 20 bucks on it, and I put a $2 belt on it, and clean it up, and I sell it for 25. What, $2 profit? It's not even worth it. But realistically, if I sold it, I would ship it to somebody, and, you know, obviously the price would go up substantially because of shipping and all that, but, and the convenience, but, you know, I don't know. Do you think a vacuum collector would pay me $100 for this? Maybe after I fix it and make it all nice. Because, I mean, that's hell, that's what I paid for the Eureka, the power line. And that one I think was a slightly higher end machine because it had a headlight, but then this one's also more common, therefore it's also more popular. So I don't know, trying to price old vacuums when I'm selling them is really frustrating because people literally like give me grief for selling a originally like $60 Bissell for $60 when it's like, hey, this was the easiest sale I've ever made in my life. And hell, that my Power Force Turbo I'm still debating on selling. But either way, point is, regardless of random stuff like that, it's really nice to have one of these again. Is it the same as every other Elite, and maybe the nostalgia is just with the way it looks? Yeah, realistically, because I've got the Hoover convertible Elite, which has that hose that I like, and is a much nicer model. And I actually was trying to sell that one for a while, but it's in such beautiful condition that maybe I should just hold on to it. And I got the two Soften lights as well. I've got the first gen Elite as well as the second gen Elite that's really pretty, that pretty much never gets used, and you know, all that sort of stuff. I've got way too many Elites. I've got a Caddyback. I've got a Power Max 2 that, for the record, is still for sale. Somebody please buy that. I'm tired of looking at it. I guess I can't say I'm tired of looking at it because it lives in the basement, but still. So this is the Runabout. As much as I ramble about Elites and how many Elites I have, you know what? Let's take a fun little intermission. Let's take a look and see how many Elites I have. Won't that be fun? First of all, we've got this really sad Power Max 2 that one of you all should definitely rescue, because it's just rotting away in the basement. I mean, you know, what to do about that. R.I.P. to this little fella. Unfortunately, he is dead. But let's look at some more positive examples. There's my secondary Soften light. There's my Breathe Easy that I'll sell at some point. Then over on this side, we've got the Caddy Vac all the way in the back with the Soften light up front. Then next to it, we've got the Elite 350, the Elite Supreme, and the Standard Elite with the convertible Elite right next to it. And the Elite 2 is in that closet over there. Is that honestly enough Elites? You tell me. If you ask me, I think that's a little bit too many. But, yeah, so, and, yeah, like I said, a couple of these, at least, are for sale. Rocco! 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 What are you doing? Sir! Rocco! What are you doing? Get out of there. You're too orange for that. Get out of there. Get out. Oh yeah, these two Infinities are for sale, by the way. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Rocco? Yes, I know this carpet's terrible. Don't remind me. Isn't that right, Rocco? Yeah. So yeah, that's all of my elites, including the newest edition, the Runabout. Not sure yet if I'm going to hold on to this, but I've got too many elites, to be fair. So, I don't know. Also, I forgot to mention that other Runabout I have is up there. It's just behind some other machines. So I do have the other Runabout, which I probably should have grabbed because it would have been cool to see both Runabouts together. Isn't that right, Rocco? Sir, why are you sniffing the wheels of the vacuum? Sir, what is wrong with you? Flop. You don't want to let go of it now? Alright, so that was fun. But anyways, this is Intellitech Studios signing out. What do you guys think I should do with this machine? Should I just flip it? Should I keep it? Should I throw it away? I don't think anyone's going to tell me to throw this away, but what should I do with it? So, should I go through the effort of rebuilding it, making it look all pretty? Or should I just, Well, I guess the question is, which I assume most people are going to want to see me fix this no matter what, but the question is, should I keep it or should I sell it on? So, does one of you want this enough for me to sell it, I guess is the question. Because I don't know. Maybe I'll want to keep it more whenever I see how well it cleans up. And honestly, it's really not that bad. I complained about the condition a little bit, but it's really not that bad. It's got some scratches, but nothing too crazy, considering it's 30 years old. So anyways, this is Intellitech Studios signing out. I hope you all have a good one. Peace. Let me know what videos you want to see next. And yes, I did see the poll about the V11 and the DC-14, although I need to fix my DC-14s. And the V11, I don't know where it is. I had it. I was going to do another video on it and then sell it. I can't find it. I don't know what I did with it. Like the actual handheld itself. I can't find it. How did I lose a $600 vacuum? I really hope I didn't lose it, because that would really suck. Because I was hoping to sell that for like at least $250, maybe $300, something like that, with everything with it. So yeah, that wouldn't be ideal if I lost that, but it's around here somewhere, and I realistically will find it at some point, and when I do, I'll do the video on that. And then as far as the Dirt Devil Eye goes, well, I gotta find it. Well, I shouldn't say find it, I gotta get it out, because I can see it, it's in that room up there, but it's all the way towards the back, behind everything else. So I just gotta find it, get it pulled out, so I can actually do the video on it. So, but I really need to, because has anyone done a video on the Dirt Devil Eye on YouTube? I don't think so. I could be wrong. I know iBasiac did a video on the UK Bosch branded version, and I actually have the turbo brush for that purple Bosch branded version, because it actually did exist in the US very briefly, but it's very rare, and I would love to get my hands on that. Not only because of the color and the quirkiness of it, but, well, actually that's the main reason. And also since I have the matching turbo tool for it. But yeah, so that's the Runabout, and that's enough rambling for tonight. Have a good one. Peace.